The highlight of our day 17 for our rock melon is that we ensure that the soil are actually loosened enough for the root system to just freely roam around and look for food. And this is what we have been doing in our plants just recently to loosen the roots and to loosen the soil, just got me corrected, to loosen the soil that surrounds the roots in itself. But we make sure that the primary roots are not affected when we were doing the loosening, because the roots are actually very sensitive. Of course, once you cut it, it means that it's going to become terminal, and the plants in itself will not be able to supply the required nutrients, because you have terminated the root system, which is the passageway for the food and nutrients to just circulate into the system of the rock melon. And that's what we are very careful at. We made sure that a certain location, for example in this particular section, so you have to consider that the roots should have been at this point in time, meaning you should have been loosening up to this stage so that you will not be able to expose the roots towards wounds and the possibility that it gets cut. So we are trying ourselves to evade from doing that, and in fact we have succeeded, I think, because as you can see in this plant, normally if the root, for example, got wilted, I'll show you a certain plant that got wilted. Let's first make a comparison. This is actually the outgrowth of the kamachili. So from the branch, this is the branch that it died already, and while I engaged this branch to serve as our post here, wooden post here, at some point while we are watering, it became alive and it thrived. However, during the time of my excavation, there is another kamachili branch that grew. Yet during the time that I excavated here, exact here in this particular section, so I accidentally cut the roots. So that's our emphasis, is whenever you are loosening the soil, make sure that you will not be able to hit the roots, because eventually after a day the plant in itself, so it gets wilt. And as of this moment you can see that the leaves turn dry. It dried up, it turned dry, because if you're going to consider it like a structure of electricity, if you cut the supply of electricity, a certain area is going to be blocked out, and this is what happened to that. So we are just expecting that it is going to regain its momentum as the formation of other roots, which also while we are watering it, we saw some potentials of growth, and there are new branches that is growing right now. It's actually the base of it, although the upper portion died because of the accidental termination of the roots. Yet over the past weeks it regained its momentum, but new leaves this time. So this is what we are emphasizing here on day 17. When we are loosening the soil, we consider a little distance from the base so that we make sure that the roots are protected. And if we are so careless in doing that, the possibility is it's going to die and it gets wilted, and we don't want that to happen in our rock melon. A few days also after the loosening, you will be able to observe here that some of the rock melon really um, are adaptive to the changes, and it is responsive towards growth and development. This one also, I loosened the soil, the surrounding soil, and see what it looks like right now and what development we can see here. So thank you guys for watching day 17 of our rock melon plantation.